in driving economic development and restoring moral values in society. The Ministry of Home Affairs and Internal Security has lauded the release of the 10th edition of the Financial Intelligence Center FIC Trends Report, which highlights notable strides in Zambia's efforts to combat financial crime. Stay tuned for the details coming shortly.
The News, 88.5 Sun FM.
And now the details. President Hakainde Hichilema has extended his deepest condolences to His Royal Highness Paramount Chief Chitimukulu Kanyantamanga II following the death of his son, Prince Mwamba Kanyanta Sosala, a loss that comes just 3 months after the passing of the prince's younger brother, Prince Kanyanta Sosala. In a solemn message delivered at the Paramount Chief's Palace by Northern Province Minister Leonard Dimbao, President Hichilema expressed sorrow over the double tragedy that has befallen the Bemba royal family and reassured them of the government's unwavering support during this period of grief. The head of state conveyed his sympathies not only to the royal establishment but also to the broader Bemba community and the people of Northern Province, emphasizing national unity in mourning the prince's untimely passing. The Bemba royal establishment holds significant cultural and historical importance in Zambia, and the loss of 2 royal family members in such close succession has touched many across the country. President Hichilema offered prayers for strength and healing, underscoring the nation's solidarity with the grieving family. Vice President Mutale Nalumango has called on Christian leaders across Africa to work closely with their governments in driving economic development and restoring moral values in society. Speaking during the official opening of the Lead Africa Summit in Lusaka, Mrs. Nalumango emphasized that African economies cannot thrive without the active involvement of the Christian community. She noted that the Church plays a vital role in advising governments on strategies for inclusive and sustainable growth. The Vice President further urged religious institutions to take a leading role in rebuilding ethical foundations in countries facing moral decline, stressing that spiritual leadership is essential to national progress. The Lead Africa Summit threw together faith-based leaders, policymakers, and The Lead Africa Summit brought together faith-based leaders, policymakers, and development experts to explore ways of integrating Christian values into governance and economic planning across the continent.
Like that, but I like further, better, Job 28:28. The fear of the Lord is true wisdom. True wisdom. And if you go to the book of James, chapter 3 and verse 17, you will see what kind of wisdom. In fact, in James' wisdom, there is devilish wisdom, there is also godly wisdom. So which wisdom? Men of God, Father to God, we talked of wisdom. Which wisdom is lacking? And a lot of times we are using both worldly and devilish wisdom in order to lead. Being clever is not wisdom.
We now take a break and return with more news shortly after. Stay with us.
Win namamuli 1 million na ABSA. Play your cards right, Muntu Andy, and you could win big. Simply tap for monthly prizes or walk away with a grand prize of 250,000 kwacha. Chaliroku, and you cannot afford to not get lucky. Use your ABSA card to enter the draw. Terms and conditions apply. Your story matters. ABSA.
The Ministry of Home Affairs and Internal Security has lauded the release of the 10th edition of the Financial Intelligence Center FIC Trends Report, which highlights notable strides in Zambia's efforts to combat financial crime. The ministry says the findings reflect the UPND government's ongoing commitment to building a transparent and accountable financial system. Home Affairs Minister Jack Mwimbu said the report shows a visible reduction in public sector corruption cases compared to other financial crimes such as money laundering, tax evasion, and fraud. He attributed this development to strengthened anti-corruption initiatives and enhanced collaboration among law enforcement agencies. He stated that under President Hakainde Hichilema's leadership, the government has adopted a zero-tolerance stance on corruption, pledging to tackle wrongdoing without exception, whether past, present, or future. The minister further disclosed that tax assessments conducted in coordination with the Zambia Revenue Authority rose dramatically to 28.9 billion kwacha in 2024, up from 1.2 billion kwacha in 2023. He noted that these figures include principal tax, interest, and penalties, which are currently subject to collection. Mr. Mwimbu said the Law Enforcement Directorate has achieved significant recoveries, securing 3 conviction-based forfeitures and 7 non-conviction-based forfeitures. These efforts led to the recovery of assets valued at $2.5 million and 70 million kwacha in properties, as 0.5 million kwacha and $24 million from various bank accounts. The minister cautioned that emerging financial threats, including cyber fraud, regulatory evasions, and illicit transactions made via prepaid branded cards, are receiving intensified scrutiny. He also confirmed that illegal timber logging and cross-border cybercrimes involving foreign actors are under investigation, reaffirming the government's resolve to uphold financial integrity and protect public resources, noting that these efforts to strengthen monitoring and enforcement mechanisms will continue.
Under the leadership of President Hakainde Hichilema, the government has declared zero tolerance to corruption and committed to fight past, present, and future corruption with no sacred cows. Through collaboration with the Zambia Revenue Authority, tax assessments reached 28.9 billion in 2024, up from 1.2 billion in 2023, covering principal tax, interest, and penalties.
Ends the news, and now a recap of our headlines once again. President Hakainde Hichilema has extended his deepest condolences to His Royal Highness Paramount Chief Chitimukulu Kanyanta Manga II following the death of his son, Prince Mwamba Kanyanta Sosala, a loss that comes just 3 months after the passing of the prince's younger brother, Prince Kanyanta Sosala. Vice President Mutalena Lumango has called on Christian leaders across Africa to work closely with their governments in driving economic development and restoring moral values in society. And finally, the Ministry of Home Affairs and Internal Security has lauded the release of the 10th edition of the Financial Intelligence Center FIC Trends Report, which highlights notable strides in Zambia's efforts to combat financial crime. Thank you for joining us. My name is Ndekazi Lungu. God bless.
Sun FM.
A comprehensive coverage of local and national news, business, politics, and sports. The Sun FM News was brought to you by ABSA. Your story matters.
Win muli 1 million na ABSA. Play Play your cards right, Muntu Andy, and you could win big. Simply tap or swipe any of your ABSA cards 5 times in a month, and you could be one of 10 lucky winners to take home a cheap 10-pin in monthly prizes or walk away with a grand prize of 250,000 kwacha. Chaliroku, and you cannot afford to not get lucky. Use your ABSA card to enter the draw. Terms and conditions apply. Your story matters. ABSA.
Sun Sports TV is now available countrywide.
Oh, yes!
Available countrywide. Channel 94 on Topstar decoders.
That's astonishing. It's absolutely world class.
Jump on the basic or classic bouquet on Topstar. Sun Sports TV, the home of all sports. Channel 94 on Topstar decoders. Available countrywide.
A new dawn is upon us, with great opportunities and a new hope for our future. Have you considered advertising your business on Sun FM TV with our surprisingly affordable rates? When you advertise on Sun FM TV, you'll also get free equivalent radio advertising spots or shoutouts on Sun FM radio. For more details, call us on +260 961 205 967 or +260 212 615 341. Email marketing@sunfmzambia.net. It's a new dawn of new affordable advertising packages on Zambia's first and finest visual radio, reaching over 5 million people across the whole country. If you're not advertising on Sun FM TV, then you're probably not being heard or seen. Come on board and advertise with us. Everyone's not only listening, everyone is watching.
Get heated up with some cozy entertainment this July on Topstar for only 210 kwacha on Antenna Classic or D-Smart. Witness exciting drama series on Novella E+ as they unravel stories of power, love and vengeance in beautiful revenge, airing daily at 1950 hours, and the new Filipino drama Songrado showing daily at 2040 hours. Experience the best of Bollywood series on Star Life and Z1 while enjoying classic movies on Filmbox and Movies Plus. Something cool for the kids? Tune in to Boeing and Tsunami for special superhero movies showing every weekend. No power? No problem. Catch up on your favorite shows by downloading the StarTimes